Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I first want to start off by saying all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Now, again, if you're new to the channel, my channel covers just about everything. It covers cults. It covers. It started off with the Jehovah's Witness cult, and it went through a whole identity crisis. This channel, because as I went on this journey, the more I realized that this channel doesn't need to just talk on the Jehovah's Witnesses, because there's so much more to learn out there, and there's so much truth out there. And I know that's a trigger word to some of you, but there's still truth out there, but you have to seek it. You have to figure it out yourself. And Lord willing, it will come to you. So this one I'm going to title Just Get Over It. Now, if you watch some of my, and what I'm going to do is in the description, I'm going to leave two links. So there's going to be a part one, part two. This one's going to be pretty short. I got another video that I have to start working on. I need to get that one out. But this one is about just getting over it. And what does that mean? There was two videos that I did, and it was about slavery. It was about captivity. It also touched on who the 144,000 is, in comparison to the Jehovah's Witness belief itself, and I would say to a lot of other religions as well. So again, I'm going to leave that link in the description. But right now, what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are in a back and forth. There's almost like a race war right now. So, well, it's actually happening right now. And there's a reason why these things are happening. And I have something right here on the screen, and it says that sperm cells retain a memory of everything the father ate, drank, and felt, and this can influence his children. Now, if you remember, Jesus kept telling the people when he was on earth that they would see him again. And there's also this thing called regeneration in the Bible. So a lot of these things are going on because what people don't fail to realize is that a lot of the spirit of a person, the soul of a person, anything that has happened throughout a person's family, they're called generational curses. So even in Deuteronomy, you have your generational curses, and it speaks of all the curses that the Hebrews went through, and also it was showing what's going to happen in the future. Again, I urge you to go ahead and go back and in the description, click on those two videos. There's a part one and part two, and that will catch you up with this video. But there's memory inside the seed when a man carries the seed. So a lot of people say that a woman is the one that has the seed, and but we know. So I'm gonna go to Numbers 1. Why is it doing that one? And quick, let's go to here. So I'm gonna bring this into the picture. So if you look right here, and it says, here we go. Verse 18. So this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And this is about that seed, this father carrying the seed. So right here it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. So no matter what anybody says, the man carries the seed of the family. That's how you can trace back who you are. It's really not about being mixed. It's about who your father is. Now, you might get traits, you will carry DNA from your mother, but that whole code is in the man. And the man carries all these millions. Every time a man um, releases, then all those millions of sperm cells that have all this energy take that long travel. And as a matter of fact, let me go right here. Sperm acts as an evolutionary time capsule. Research reveals that the molecular toolkit that allows sperm to swim and generate energy originated in single cell organisms over 700 million years ago. I don't believe that on the 700 million years ago, but I know that inside the sperm itself, there's memory inside the sperm. So, what's my point? They say to get over it. Now, a lot of people are coming at black people or like the way the Asians would treat us. I know so many times I've been to an Asian store, and I'm not saying all Asians, but do you know how many times I've been profiled by them just by walking into their store? All these things are happening right now. Why? Well, the Bible also speaks of slavery and the captivity. And we are still in captivity to this day. 1776, for instance, they call it Independence Day. However, in 1776, um, we were still in slavery while everyone was celebrating their independence. So, like, if you are freed, then you get your country back. But this land is stolen, and we all know it. So, um, and then let's see. I don't want to jump all around because, like I said, it's going to be a short one. Because the next one, I'm going to dive in even more. Um, but there's something I want to show you. So, go back to the sperm, and now let's go to uh, Isaiah. So, right here in Isaiah. So, this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21 and 23. And it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, I have a question for you. Does that sound fair to you? That you got to suffer for the iniquity of your fathers? So, what your fathers did, you have to suffer for that? Well, those ones that are in captivity right now, and all that slavery that took place, they also were suffering for the iniquities of their fathers and ancestors. Those that held people in captive, they built the country off of the blood and backs of a whole nother people. See, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land. See, we're getting back to the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Now, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, and saith the Lord. Now, again, going back to that, it says, prepare slaughter for the children for the iniquity of their fathers. So I have a question for um, some of you who just can't get it. So, say for instance, there's a house that you own, and actually, let me put it different. Say there is, um, some land in a house that your great grandparents owned, but through family and whatever happens, traveling, people moving, family moving, but the grandparents get murdered or gets slaughtered, and somebody moves in to that house. But then you find out later on, you get a letter in the mail that saying that this is actually your house and your land. Should those people that stole the land, should they be allowed to stay in that land? When it's still rightfully yours, when the paperwork is still saying it's yours. Um, and I'm not talking about squatters' rights or anything like that. That's a whole different thing. But if someone murdered my family and then moved into the house, eventually, you're going to want that house back. So it's the same thing here with the land that we're on right now. So when they say get over it, when somebody says get over it, this memory, this ancestral memory is still in us, and it's still in the people that are here on this on earth. So let's go to Revelation chapter 13, verse 9 and 10. So we're talking about captivity. So if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So a lot of the Bible has to do with land, and a lot of people don't realize that. And it's happening in real time. All of these things that are happening, and these uproars, and are happening in real time. So it's difficult to get over something when people say that the captivity is over, but you're still living in the land of your oppressors. Um, the wealth, and I did a video on this, the wealth of blacks in America is only 1.5%. That's bad. And that is because all the other nations here had a head start, faster and easier start. There is wealth, generational wealth that is here. So, yes, that's why a lot of people don't realize why blacks struggle. Now, right now, with the economy and everything that's going on, things are changing. So everybody's kind of starting to feel it, but that's part of the prophecy because everything's supposed to flip and everything will flip. You know, we did the whole um we did a whole study on we did a whole study on Esau's kingdom and Jacob's kingdom. Like I said, I'll have the link in there. So this is just kind of a follow up on some of the topics. So it's the end of the world. So this is basically what's happening right now. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau's time is almost up. This is the Esau kingdom. All right. And then you have your Jacob kingdom that is coming. So hopefully this kind of helps you understand why so many people are angry and why things are happening. But again, this is a recap, a just little icing on the cake. But in the description, I'll have two links in the description, and definitely check it out. And I would like to close it out once again by saying all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and I hope you all have a great day.